took the webmaster's job in Florida, which was the biggest job in the network. He moved to Florida and what happened to him? I'm thinking they probably, because they knew they were hurting the subscriptions. That's the highest subscriber state. They're probably plummeting. We need the help there. They just come up here in the winter when there's nothing else going on in the country.
Coaches, there's 2 minutes left before we pull the pages for track periods. So if you need to get distracted, please do so right now.
I mean, you can generally get away with minimal stuff across country. Yeah. They usually don't. They usually can't. They use the other day. Yeah. Al, you good to go? You think you live? Why is that shaking? I don't know. Someone leaving again? It looks like it zoomed in a little bit. Yeah. It's not pulled back all the way. Looks shaking on your end a little, the camera there? I don't know if it's just the kids running. I don't think so. Well, you know, what if it's the wire? What if it's the connection? Go to the other camera, though. That doesn't look shaky, right? No. Is mute to the left?
4x8s, please go to the table and check in. Okay, if you were in the high jump and the long jump, you should be there checking in, getting your steps. In the shot put of the weight, the officials will have their papers in a moment, so please check in at both areas so you know. Check in at both areas so you'll know what flight you're in. 4x8, you should be checked in by now. We're going to be moving this meet today, so if you're looking for the time schedule, it's a moving time schedule, and we're moving very quickly. We only have 2 hours to get this meet done tonight, ladies, so be prepared that we're going to be pushing it pretty quickly, so be prepared at all events, ready to go as soon as the event starts. Okay, at this time, the downstairs floor is closed, so if you are not in the 4x8 or one of the field events, you need to go upstairs, ladies. There's no hanging around downstairs tonight unless you're in an event or preparing for the check-in for the next event. So we need the track is clear. I see some people jogging on it. You need to clear off the track, please. We're ready to start the 4x8. And I know there's not a lot of seats upstairs, but please go with the protocol of keeping 2 seats away from one another and keeping your spacing for us.
Good evening. This is Steve Mazzone from Ocean State Running, and we are back here in the PCTA Fieldhouse with our live stream all weekend. And we're beginning here with the last chance qualifier here on Friday. Tomorrow, the JV State Championship and the Freshman State Championship on Sunday. But again, we're back here live after a week off due to contractual decisions. But today we're back here in the PCTA with the last chance qualifier. So right now here on the track, we do have the 4x800 meter relay. The teams on the line: Cumberland, Cranston West, Mount Hope, South Kingstown, Tollgate, Smithfield, East Providence, East Greenwich, and North Kingstown. And as you can see with our new graphic there at the bottom of the screen, we're going to have the clock going as the events are going on. And there's, again, the teams that will be in here in the 4x800 meter relay. And our top seed is Cumberland with a 10:55.52 seed time. And again, this last chance qualifier, it's used primarily as a last chance to qualify for the state meet. It's used for a couple of reasons. Some people still have not yet qualified for the state meet, so this is their last chance to qualify. And for others, it's to improve on their seed times, and others to even try to get into other events, to qualify in other events that they haven't qualified yet. So it's used for a variety of reasons, but right now, the 4x800 meter relay is underway, and we do have some exciting races that are coming up. We'll talk about that in a minute, but here we have the first lap of the 4x800 meter relay, and that is Cumberland, our top seed, in the lead. So again, that's Cumberland in the lead of the 4x800 meter relay. The first event here in the last chance qualifier girls meet. We have the boys meet coming up at 7:30. And just like the previous weeks, we will have cameras at multiple angles here. 2 on the track. We have 2 separate feeds for the shot put and the weight throw. So we'll be switching things around here to give you the best possible viewing for today's last chance qualifier. Like I said, it's good to be back. We had a week off, and now we're back here with our live streams all week, or all weekend, our free live streams. So again, that's Cumberland here in the lead of the 4x800, continuing to build on their lead that they started right from the beginning. They have led right from the start, and not surprising because they are our top seed with a 10:55.52 seed time coming into this race. And like I said, we're going to have some interesting races here tonight. In particular, the 1500 and the 1000. In the 1500, we have 2 runners that have not run the 1500 here in Rhode Island. 2 of our best runners in the state, in Sophia Goryaran and Kaylee Armitage. So both of them do not have a seed time going into this race, but it's only going to be one heat of the 1500. But as you know, Sophia running sub 450 earlier this year, and Kaylee running in the mid 450 range, both doing these times in Virginia. So we could have a battle there depending on what type of strategy they will use in this race. Will it be a race that they're going to run all out, or are they going to just run just to get a fast seed time? So we'll see in there. And then, interestingly enough, both will be in the unseeded heat of the 1000. And again, it's the reason behind that is because they have not run the 1000 here in Rhode Island, and that's the only way they can get a qualifying time for the state meet. So both will be in the unseeded heat of the 1000. And as you know, Sophia, a couple of weeks ago at an American Track League meet in Arkansas, running 2:02.44 to qualify for the Olympic trials as just a 15-year-old. And Kaylee Armitage also capable of running probably in the mid 250 range at least if these 2 decide to go all out. So again, what you're seeing here is the 4x800 relay, the first event here in our girls last chance qualifier. Coming up, we'll have the 4x200 meter relay, followed by the 3,000. So the final lap of the 4x800, and that is East Greenwich out there in the lead. Reese Faze, the anchor leg. And Reese, who's our number 2 seed actually in the 3,000 meter run, and also our number 1 seed right now in the 1,500 for the state, is not going to be running any individual events. You will be running the 4x400 later in the race, in the meet. But again, she's not going to be running an individual event. So as you can see, the winning time, 9:48.50 for East Greenwich. Cumberland, 10:11.14, and looks like North Kingstown, 10:42.14. And don't forget, we have 2 separate streams for the shot put and the weight throw. They'll be on our BSR, our Bay State Running YouTube page. But if you look on the article on our Ocean State Running page, we do have an article that has all 3 feeds right there. So right there for your convenience, so you can click onto any one in one shot. But again, we have separate shot put and weight throw feeds and as well as one on the track. So as you can see, there's our camera at the long jump pit. Shortly we'll have the 4x200 meter relay on the track. And we have 2 heats of that race in our first heat, or actually we have 3 heats of that race. In our first heat, East Providence, the Prout School, Mount St. Charles, Cumberland, and Mount Hope. Our number 1 seed in this race is Cumberland with a 158.60 seed time. So again, 3 heats of the 4x200. Our final heat, we will have our number 1 and number 2 seeded teams in the state in that race, LaSalle and North Kingstown. So that should be a good race. And we're about to start the first heat of the 4x200. Again, Cumberland, our top seed. They're in lane number 5. And that's Mount St. Charles and Cumberland right there battling it out in the early stages of this race. Cumberland taking the lead on the backstretch, Mount St. Charles right behind, and the Prout School in 3rd place. So at the midway point, still Cumberland and Mount St. Charles with the Prout School hanging on in 3rd. So Cumberland increasing their lead in these final 2 laps. Prout coming on strong. For 2nd place, And it looks like a battle between Prout and the Mount St. Charles for second, with Prout overtaking it. But Cumberland, our winner, with Prout with a strong leg in second and Mount St. Charles in third. .158.20 for Cumberland, the Proud School, 2 minutes .94, and 2:01.45 for Mount St. Charles. Those are our top three teams. And as you can see, there's the results. We have Mount Hope fourth at 2:09.46. So next on the track is our second of three heats of the 4x200. East Greenwich, Bayview, Barrington, Westerly, and Portsmouth. The number one seed is Westerly, but not by much. We have 4 teams in that 155 range, with Westerly, the number one seed, at 155.04. Barrington, Bayview, and Portsmouth also with times in the 155 range. So we could have a very close race here in heat number 2. So heat number 2 underway here in the 4x200 meter relay. Again, East Greenwich, Bayview Academy, Barrington, Westerly, and Portsmouth. And that's Portsmouth there in the early lead. With Barrington and Westerly right there. But again, a very close race as expected. We have 4 teams here with a seed time in the 155 range. And Barrington, Westerly taking the lead here on the backstretch. And that's Westerly, Barrington, and East Greenwich in that order. So an expected battle. Barrington in the lead here on the backstretch. So we have had numerous lead changes here in the first few laps. And it looks like Barrington taking the win here. Actually, Westerly 154.35, Portsmouth 155.19. And Bayview 155.59. Correction, Barrington, like I said earlier, 154.10. Looks like we had a little mistake with our graphics, but 154.10 for Barrington, winning that race, with Westerly getting second. So heat number 3, we have Pilgrim Classical, South Kingstown, LaSalle Academy in North Kingstown. LaSalle and North Kingstown, as I said earlier, are top 2 seeds here in the state, both racing against each other tonight. 150.61 for LaSalle Academy for a seed time, 151.14 for North Kingstown. The next seed is South Kingstown at 153.96. LaSalle and North Kingstown in lane 5 and 6, respectively. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to our YouTube page, our Ocean State Running YouTube page. It is free, costs nothing, so please subscribe to it. And our final heat of the 4x200 relay is underway. Again, Pilgrim Classical, South Kingstown, and our 1 and 2 seed, LaSalle Academy and North Kingstown in the outside lanes. So LaSalle, North Kingstown, and South Kingstown in that order. LaSalle holding the lead. At the midway point, about 55 seconds on the clock, so pretty close to their seed time, which is 150. So LaSalle Academy, North Kingstown, and South Kingstown here on the backstretch. So with 1 lap remaining, it is LaSalle Academy in the lead. But just barely, with North Kingstown coming on strong here on the backstretch. So we are going to have a race down here on the final stretch. North Kingstown overtaking the lead. And North Kingstown holding on to the lead. So North Kingstown, LaSalle Academy, and South Kingstown in those top 3 positions. North Kingstown 151.56. 152.04 for LaSalle Academy, and South Kingstown 154.05. So an exciting race in our final heat of the 4x200. So next on the track, we'll have the 3,000 meter run. Only 4 competitors in that race. Sophia DeChanova of North Kingstown, Molly Sullivan of North Kingstown, O.C. Lowe of Tollgate, and Megan Janicki of West Warwick. Sophia holding our top seed, 11:09.25.
3,000, there are only 4 athletes in the 3,000. That'll be followed by a hurdle in the trials. Coaches, we will need help putting the hurdles out for the hurdles.
So again, just 4 competitors here in the 3,000 meter run. That's 15 laps around this track. And North Kingstown's teammates, Sophia Dejanova of North Kingstown and Molly Sullivan, right there in the first 2 positions, but very early in this race, just over 100 meters, approaching 200. So following the 3,000, we'll have the 55-meter hurdles, the 55-meter dash, and the 1,500, and as well as the 55-meter hurdle finals and 55-meter dash finals, the 600, the 300, the 1,000, and the 4x400. But again, just want to remind you about that 1,500 race. Sophia Gorioran of Moses Brown and Kaylee Armitage in that race. Sophia running 4:47.21 for the mile. Running that at the Grant Holiday Invitational back at the beginning of January. And Kaylee running 4:56.75 for 1,600 meters at the VA Showcase. So you got to expect at least a low 4:30, possibly breaking 4:30 in this 1,500 meter race if both run all out. So wearing number 1 is Sophia Dejanova of North Kingstown. She has the top seeded time, 11:09.25. Right behind her, Molly Sullivan, 11:17.80 seed time. And O.C. Lowe of Tollgate, 11:34.75. And Megan Janicki of West Warwick, 11:34.93. So the 2 North Kingstown teammates going to work here, Dejanova and Sullivan, increasing their gap over Tollgate's O.C. Lowe. So DeGenova and Sullivan of North Kingstown with a mile left in the lead. First and second, with Tollgate right there in third. So again, this meet is used as, like the name says, a last chance qualifier for the state meet. So you're not going to see some of your top runners necessarily in some of these races. Some of them are taking the week off to prepare for the state meet next week. But you're also going to see some runners running other events that they haven't qualified yet for. And also some here to increase their seed time to hopefully get in that seeded heat for next week. So as you can see in the bottom right corner of your screen, we have the high jump as the 4x200 relay is going on. So we have cameras at all different angles. Correction, the 3,000. We don't see them with batons, do we? So with 1,000 meters left, that's Molly Sullivan of North Kingstown out there in the lead. So here at the gun lap, that is Molly Sullivan of North Kingstown and teammate Sophia DeGenova right there in second. So Molly winning this race. 11:22.25 with Sophia getting second. And 11:28.83. And there we had a Barrington girl clearing the high jump bar.
You can go long jump in a small box.
So as you can see, they are setting up the hurdles. That's the next event on the track, the 55-meter hurdles. We have 4 heats. Once the 3,000, well, the 3,000 has been complete. So we have the 55-meter hurdles next on the track. In heat number 1, we'll have Rachel Cambio of West Warwick, Maya Franza of Cranston West, Jackie DeRondo of North Smithfield, Emily Coleman of North Kingstown, Abigail Gill of Lincoln High, Annalise Poison of North Kingstown, Kendall Brooks of Togay, and Abigail Schwartz of Classical. The number 1 seed in this heat is Emily Coleman of North Kingstown. She'll be in lane number 4, but again, they're now setting up the hurdles, so that event will be in a few minutes. So that's why we're switching our cameras right now here to the long jump. In a great angle right there. And looking ahead in this meet, besides Sophia and Kaylee in that 1500, we also have Lily Boren of LaSalle Academy and Rachel Monjo of St. Raphael Academy. Lily with a time of 5 minutes, .63, and Rachel with a time of 5:02.90. So you know those two runners will probably be looking to get under 5 minutes. So we could have a very fast race in the 1500. And in the 1,000, in the seeded heat, we have Carolyn Jankowicz, who's been running very well this year. She has a 3:06.40 seed time. Expect her to run a lot faster tonight. And in heat number 4 of the 55-meter hurdles, we have Edie Tomka of LaSalle Academy, who's our top seed. But right now, our first heat of the 55-meter hurdles. And that was Abigail Gill of Lincoln winning that heat, 9.48. Emily Coleman of North Kingstown, 9.69, and Annalise Poison, 10.12 for third. And next on the track is heat number 2 of 4 heats. Sakina Khan of Pilgrim, Emily Dereza of South Kingstown, Grace Saul of Barrington, Lindsay Hoban of Cranston West, Elisa Toomey of Pilgrim, Olivia LaHoo of East Greenwich, and Eva Matos of Classical. Lindsay Hoban of Cranston West, our top seed, and there she is right there in lane number 4. And a very close race, but I believe Lindsay won 9.30 for Lindsay. Elisa Toomey, 9.41 for second, and Grace Saul of Barrington, 9.97. And now we have heat number 3. Lola Balcom of East Greenwich, Ryan McNally of Portsmouth, Astrid Berger of Classical, Megan Lahan of Portsmouth, Arsenia Brown of South Kingstown, Allison Humphreys of Classical, and Maura Dennis of Portsmouth. Scheduled to run, and all there on the line. We have no scratches. Megan Lahane in lane number 4, our top seed, 9.28. And Megan winning this heat in 9.35. Arsenia Brown, 9.56. Astrid Berger, 9.80. And our final heat on the 55-meter hurdles, Ainsley Patty of Bayview, Aaliyah Negri of Cumberland, Amy Papa of Bayview, Edie Tomka of LaSalle Academy, Emma Prestige of LaSalle Academy, Emma Landy of Narragansett, and Simone Miranda of Bayview. Edie Tomka, the top seed, 9.17. And that is Edie, our winner last week's Class A winner.
First call, 600 meters,
9.37 for Edie. Emma Prestige, her teammate, 9.67, and Amy Papa, 10.06 from Bayview Academy. And next on the track is 3 heats of the 55-meter dash. Scheduled in heat number 1, Ainsley Patty of Bayview, Sydney Brickle of North Kingstown, Ellie Skeels of Portsmouth, Lauren Boyd of Smithfield, Katie Famlagetti of Portsmouth, and Simone Miranda of Bayview Academy. Our top seed, Ellie Skeels of Portsmouth. She's on lane number 4, 7.73 seed time, but Lauren Boyd of Smithfield, 7.75. There are only competitors under 8 seconds in this heat, and they both occupy lane number 4 and lane number 5. We do have some scratches, but we do have our top seeds in this race. And that was Lauren Boyd of Smithfield, 7.64. So improving on her seed time. In Sydney Brickle of North Kingstown, 7.89. Ellie Skeels of Portsmouth, 7.90. So with that time, Lauren moves up to number 8, number 7, number 8 in the state. Okay, next on the track is heat number 2 of 3.
No, just throw it down. 600 meters, 100 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 meters
Zoe Lockwood of South Kingstown, Julia Craig of Exeter West Greenwich, Abby Amarjo of Portsmouth, Sarah Tatro of Narragansett, Courtney Brady of Barrington, and Arsenio Brown of South Kingstown. Abby and Lane, number 4, our top seed, 7.73, our top seed in this heat. And that was Sarah Tatro of Narragansett, 7.67, so improving on her seed time. And the rest of our finishers right there. And next on the track is a race that should prove to be very exciting, the 1500. We have 12 competitors in this race. Lily Boren of LaSalle Academy, Rachel Monjo of St. Raphael Academy, Lauren Joseph of Coventry, Elizabeth Purda of LaSalle Academy, Erin Hurley of South Kingstown, Jessica Martin of East Greenwich, Olivia Johnston of Barrington, Stella Lozos of Cranston East, Abby Gilpin and that was our final heat of the 55-meter dash. Sorry about that. And it looks like Tasia Carey, we did not have that on our seat sheet, 7.63, Jayla Wilson of LaSalle Academy, 7.89, and Christine Kaziki of St. Raphael Academy, 7.90. And now next on the track is a very exciting race, or should be a very exciting race, the 1500. We have 12 competitors, Lily Boren of LaSalle Academy, Rachel Monjo of St. Raphael Academy, Lauren Joseph of Coventry, Elizabeth Purda of LaSalle Academy, Erin Hurley of South Kingstown, Jessica Martin of East Greenwich, Olivia Johnson of Barrington, Stella Lozos of Cranston East, Abby Gilpin of Portsmouth, Abigail Cole of Charahoe, Sophia Goriaran of Moses Brown, and Kaylee Armitage of LaSalle Academy. So look at those two competitors battling it out here. But again, Lily Boren and Rachel Monjo also capable of breaking 5 minutes tonight. But look for a battle up front with Sophia Goriaran and Kaylee Armitage. And again, Sophia just a few weeks ago qualifying for the Olympic trials, running 2:02:44. Last week, running just under 2:04 at the New Balance Indoor Grand Prix. Another great race for Sophia, who's been having a great winter season. But in the mile, she has run 4:47 earlier in the year, back in January at the Holloway Invitational in Virginia. So certainly capable of a 4:30 or under time tonight, depending on how fast she runs. And also Kaylee Armitage, another runner capable of running in that low 4:30 range, possibly faster tonight. The question is, have they been given the green light to go all out tonight? And And as expected, Sophia Goriran and Kaylee Armitage right there out in front. The last time these two battled against each other was in the cross country state meet, with Kaylee getting second and Sophia getting third. Two very strong competitors, two very competitive runners that don't hold back.
The following athletes have made the finals of the hurdles and can get your lane assignments at the starting line. Emma Prestage of LaSalle, Abigail Gill, Lincoln.
And we're right about 72 seconds after 400 meters. Sophia holding a slight edge over Kaylee, but already way ahead of the field. Already at least 9 to 10 seconds ahead of the field. And we're approaching 600 meters. Right about 149. After 600 meters, Sophia holding a slight edge over Kaylee. So you got two runners up front that do not like to lose. So be prepared for some strong final few laps with these two competitors. And while Sophia's primary event is the 800, she has range from the 55-meter dash, as we learned earlier this year, all the way up to the 3,000 if she ran the 3,000. So she is capable of running a quality time no matter what she runs. And there's Kaylee taking the lead. So we're approaching 1,000 meters. 3:04, 3:05. And again, the same two competitors, Kaylee Armitage and Sophia Goriran, battling up front, with not much breathing room between them. And right around 3:41 at the 1,200 meter mark. So we are approaching just 200 meters left in this race. Kaylee Armitage and Sophia Goriran. We're in for a battle here on the last lap. Sophia taking over the lead on the back stretch and putting some ground on Kaylee. Certainly showing that 800 speed here in the final lap. Sophia Goriran winning this race. Both running a very fast time. 4:32.03 for Sophia. And Kaylee 4:33.91. Just as we expected, a time in the low 4:30 range for Sophia Goriran and Kaylee Armitage. A very good race by the two competitors. And that's Lily Boren 5 minutes, .49. Rachel Monjo, 5:01.03. So just missing breaking 5 minutes, but still running quality times tonight. And Erin Hurley of South Kingstown, 5:05.25. But again, our winner, Sophia Goriran, 4:32.03, 4:33.91 for Kaylee Armitage. So next on the track, we'll have the finals of the 55-meter hurdles. Emma Prestige of LaSalle Academy, Abigail Gill of Lincoln, Edie Tomka of LaSalle Academy, Lindsay Hoban of Cranston West, Megan Lahane of Portsmouth, Elisa Toomey of Pilgrim, Arsenio Brown of South Kingstown, and Emily Coleman of North Kingstown. Edie Tomka, our number 1 seed. She's in lane number 3. Last week's Class A winner. And the number 2 runner in the state in the 55-meter hurdles with Chloe Green of South Kingstown at number 1. Chloe is not in this heat. She has not run tonight in this race. And right there we have our cameras at the high jump. And our 55-meter hurdle finals is underway. And it does look like Edie Tomka winning. And she does, 9.11. That improves on her seed time, but still keeps her as our number 2 seed going into the state meet next week. Megan Lahane of Portsmouth, 9.22. Lindsay Hoban, Cranston West, 9.28. So right now, our leading time in the state is 9 seconds flat by Chloe Green. So next on the track, we'll have the 55-meter dash finals. Ellie Skeels of Portsmouth, Sydney Brickle of North Kingstown, Sarah Tatro of Narragansett, Tasia Carey of South Kingstown, Lauren Boyd of Smithfield, Abby Amarjo of Portsmouth, Jayla Wilson of LaSalle Academy, and Christine Kazikai of St. Raphael. Our number 1 seed is Tasia Carey, last week's Class A winner. And there we have our 55-meter dash finals. And it does look like Tasia Carey of South Kingstown winning that race. 7.61 for Tasia.
300 meter. Second call 300 meter.
So that matches last week's effort of 7.61 at the class championships. Lauren Boyd of Smithfield, 7.65, and Sydney Brickle, North Kingstown, 7.79. So next on the track we'll have the 600. We have 3 heats of the 600. Scheduled for heat number 1, Lauren Joseph of Coventry, Emma Serps of Mount Hope, Anna Nyberg of Westerly, Valerie Uribe of St. Raphael, Jonah Gallo of West Warwick, and Anna LaCroix of Charahoe. Jonah Gallo of West Warwick, our top seed in this heat, 151.97. So again, on the track is the first of 3 heats of the 600. And that's Cranston West there in the long jump. And it looks like LaSalle Academy there on the high jump. And the start of heat number 1 of the 600. And again, don't forget we do have separate live streams for the shot and the weight. And that's our top seed in this heat. Jonah Gallo of West Warwick in the lead. About a 2-second lead over our second place runner, Westerly's Anna Nyberg. And as we approach the backstretch, Nyberg is gaining some ground, but will she be able to catch Gallo? And Nyberg catching Gallo, coming down the final straightaway, and is going to win this heat. So win this heat number 1. Looks like a time just under 150. 149.02 for Anna Nyberg. Jonah Gallo 149.85. So both improving on their seed time. With Nyberg improving on her seed time by 5 seconds. She came in with a 154.50 seed time. And next on the track is heat number 2 of 3. Francine Miller of Bayview Academy. Ryan McNally of Portsmouth. Helena Dunwoody of East Greenwich. Catherine Damon of Portsmouth. Tori Chase of North Kingstown. And Zoe Contrambone of Cranston East. Do we have any? And by the way, Sophia Goriaran running a state record with her winning time in the 1500. So yet another state record for Sophia. And remember, she's just a sophomore. And that's Zoe Catrambone right there in the lead from Cranston East. But that looks like Tori Chase of North Kingstown overtaking the lead at the gun lap and increasing it here on the backstretch. But Catrambone holding on strong. Not making it easy for our new leader. But Tori Chase holding on to the lead. She got right at the gun lap. 146.15 for Tori Chase. Zoe coming in at 146.94. And Catherine Damon of Portsmouth, 150.51. And there's our other finishers in the 600. And next on the track is our final heat of the 600. Phoebe Chase of Bayview Academy, Erin Hurley of South Kingstown, Elizabeth Pickering of Cumberland, Riley Specht of Lincoln, Catherine Clements of LaSalle Academy, and Natasha Gorioran of Moses Brown. Our top seed, Catherine Clements of LaSalle Academy, Natasha Gorioran at number 2, 144.41. Both girls running strong lately, so expect a possible duel between those two. And of course, Natasha, the older sister of Sophia Gorioran, and one of the country's best lacrosse players. That's why we didn't see her last week at the class championship. She was competing at a lacrosse match. But a very strong runner as well, so expect a battle between Clements and Gorioran in this 600. About 33 seconds at the 200 mark for our leaders. And that's Natasha Gorioran taking the lead here on the backstretch. Just before the 300 mark. And as expected, Catherine Clements right there behind. But don't count out Lincoln's Riley Specht. In about 67, 68 seconds at the 400. And we have a very close race here. Again, Natasha Gorioran holding the lead here on the backstretch. Catherine Clements right behind Riley Specht. About a second and a half behind them. So a very close race between Natasha Gorioran and Catherine Clements, but Natasha holding on for the win. 142.04. A PR for Natasha, who came in with a 144.41 seed time. And that moves her up to third in the state rankings. So next on the track, we'll have the 300. We have 4 heats of the 300. Gabriella Marsili of Mount Hope, Allison Humphreys of Classical, Theo Nyan of North Smithfield, Gianna King of Cranston West, and Astrid Berger of Classical in heat number 1 of 4 heats of the 300. So we are moving along here at the last chance qualifier. This is the first of two last chance qualifiers. We have the girls first, and the boys will come at 7:30.
300 meters, Portsmouth!
And if you're interested in the shot, looks like we have some competitors going over to the shot put, so that's on our separate stream. And that's Gianna King of Cranston West out there in front. In Classical's Allison Humphreys pulling up alongside her and taking the lead and winning. Actually, that was Astrid Berger. 46.23. Gianna King, 46.66.
Is it 5 already?
Yeah.
And next on the track is heat number 2 of 4. Lois Manning of Portsmouth, Jasmine Harris of LaSalle Academy, Ellie Skeels of Portsmouth, Jacqueline Adoro of Classical, and Kylie Eaton of Moses Brown. Jacqueline holding our quickest seed time, 45.76, but Kylie right behind at 45.77. So Ellie Skeels of Portsmouth, our winner, 45.10.
First call 494 relay check-in.
Kyle Eaton of Moses Brown, 45.11. And Jacqueline Adoro of Classical, 45.46, with Lois Manning, 46.59 for fourth. Okay, next on the track is heat number 3 of 4. Sarah Tatro of Narragansett, Violet Gagliano of Barrington, Abby Armageau of Portsmouth, Madeline Reynolds of LaSalle Academy, and Kaylee Quinn of Bayview. All 5 runners have run in the mid-45 range, so this should be a very close race. Madeline Reynolds of LaSalle holding the top seed at 45.30 in this heat. And that is Reynolds taking the lead on the backstretch. So 100 meters to go. We have Reynolds with Bayview's Kaylee Quinn right behind, and Kaylee taking the lead with about 40 meters to go and winning this race. So Kaylee Quinn, 44.01 for the victory in heat number 3. Madeline Reynolds, 44.81, 45.01 for Sarah Tatro of Narragansett. And Violet Gagliano of Barrington, 45.91. And last on the track is heat number 4 of 4. Emma Prestige of LaSalle Academy, Joyce London of Central, Tess Gagliano of Barrington, Tasia Carey of South Kingstown, and Abigail Tober of North Kingstown. Carey holding our quickest time, 44.42. And Carey taking the lead with just under 100 meters remaining. But being passed by Gagliano. We have a very close race here, but Gagliano getting the victory. 43.99. Okay, I've just been told that the high jump bar has been moved to 5-2. We have 3 competitors left. So again, we have the 1,000-meter run, the unseeded section of the 1,000, which could be very exciting. Madison Lorello of Westerly, Abigail Cole of Charahoe, Abby Gilpin of Portsmouth, Tyler Forbes of St. Raphael Academy, Nicole Dial of Woonsocket, Scarlett Drawbridge of Mount Hope, Ava Pistachio of Narragansett, Olivia Bell of Cumberland, Bailey Brown of Cumberland, Kaylee Armitage and Sophia Gorioran back at it again, and Isabel McDonald of South Kingstown and Olivia Johnston of Barrington. And again, Kaylee and Sophia not with seed times and just ran a very fast time in the 1,500 with both breaking the state record. So even though it's the unseeded section, expect a very fast time. Both are capable of doubling, even though they ran a very fast time. Don't expect them to slow down in this race. And there you have it. Wearing number 10 and number 11. Rare numbers seen on these girls. And it's 5 laps around this track. And heat number 1 is underway. And as expected, Sophia Gorioran and Kaylee Armitage going to work here in the 1,000. Expect a very fast time by these two competitors, who know nothing but to run fast. About 32 seconds after 200 meters. And just to let you know, the state record 247.66 by Samantha Garwitz of Westerly. About 66 seconds after 400 meters. Sophia Goriaran and Kaylee Armitage well ahead of the field here in the unseeded heat. And the only reason, because they haven't run it yet here in Rhode Island, because obviously these two would be in the seeded heat. But Sophia increasing her gap over Kaylee. And at 600 meters, about 140, 141. So certainly within that state record of 247.66. Set way back in 2006. So a 15-year-old state record could be broken. So about 217 at 800 meters for Sophia Goriaran. She's going to have to run 30 seconds or faster to get that state record. And remember, she did run the 1500 earlier in this race, in this meet. So Sophia Goriaran, our winner here, 254.59. Kaylee Armitage, 3 minutes, .25. Those are our two fastest times in the state. And again, these competitors just a half an hour ago, just 40 minutes ago, ran the 1500, both breaking the state record. So quality times considering they just ran not too long ago. So next on the track is the second of just two heats. In the 1,000, Carolyn Jankowicz of Classical, Kaya West of Westerly, Carolyn Cummings of LaSalle Academy, Grace Carr of Cumberland, Julia D'Amico of LaSalle Academy, Jillian Blazer of North Kingstown, Allison Dove of Coventry, Kyle Keogh of Barrington, Lindsay Turgeon of Barrington, Sabrina Leary of Portsmouth, Caroline Williams of LaSalle Academy, Lily Young of the Wheeler School, and Riley Curran of Barrington. Carolyn Jankowicz, our number one seed, 306.40, but like I said earlier, running very well this season, so expect her to be close to that 3-minute range, possibly breaking 3 minutes here tonight. So the final heat of the 1,000 on the track, that's Lily Boren and Carolyn Jankowicz. With Carolyn slightly ahead after 100 meters, so just starting off in this 1,000-meter race, 5 laps around the track. And the high jump bar has moved to 5'4". And that was Elation Olagondoy of Johnston, who was the state champ in indoor and outdoor her sophomore year. She's a senior now, so that was 2 years ago. So a battle up front between Jankowicz and it looks like Achaia West. Actually, Caroline Cummings, Achaia West in third. And there's Olagondoy missing her second attempt at 5'4". And back on the track, Jankowicz with Cummings right behind at the 600 mark, and it looked like about 148 after 600 meters. Jankowicz increasing her gap here on the backstretch. Looking very strong. And about 2:25 on the clock after 800 meters. So Carolyn Jankowicz doing some work on that fourth lap. And winning this race about 3:02. We'll have an official time coming up soon. 3:01.65, so a PR for her. And that moves her to number 3 in the state, behind Sophia and Kaylee, who ran our number 1 and number 2 times in the state in the unseeded heat. And Carolyn Cummings coming in second in that heat, 3:07.91. That will place her 4th overall. So Jankowicz running a PR today of 3:01.65. She won it, right? So after winning the high jump, Olagondoy right now doing the long jump, as you can see right here. And it looks like she fouled on that attempt. Tough to do after just coming from the high jump. So soon we will have our final event on the track here of the Last Chance Qualifier Girls Meet, the 4x400. We have 2 heats. In heat number 1, we'll have West Warwick, the Prout School, and East Providence scheduled to run. So just 3 teams here in heat number 1, West Warwick, the Proud School, and East Providence. The Proud School with our top seeded time, 4:59.33. And that's West Warwick out here in front right now with the Proud School, followed by East Providence. So pretty close race early on. So West Warwick increasing their lead. They came in with no seed time into this race. And at the midway point, about 2:17 on the clock. So West Warwick still holding a decent lead with 1 leg to go. But keep an eye on the Proud School. She's gaining some ground here on the backstretch. So West Warwick and the Proud School battling here in the final few laps of the 4x400, the first heat. So 1 lap remaining, not much breathing room between West Warwick and the Proud School. And the Proud School taking the lead here on the backstretch with about 120 meters to go. A very strong leg by the anchor for the Crusaders. The Proud School winning this heat. 4:39.62. So improving on their seed time by 20 seconds. West Warwick 4:44.92 for second.
Coaches for the boys' teams, if you'd like to, you can come down by the finish line table. free to make.
So next on the track, we'll have the final heat of the 4x400, St. Raphael Academy, Tollgate, Bayview, Mount St. Charles, Westerly, and Moses Brown. Westerly having our top seed, 435.16, but Moses Brown, keep an eye on them. Sophia Goriaran running the anchor leg, and Natasha Goriaran, our 600 winner, also in this race. The number one time in the state is 4:18.21 by LaSalle Academy. They ran that last week at the Class A Championship, winning easily over North Kingstown, which ran 4:26.70. So that's our top time in the state. So the final heat, the final event of the girls' last chance qualifier now on the track. And that's Natasha Goriaran of Moses Brown running the leadoff leg. And right there in front with Westerly right behind. So Natasha increasing her gap here on the backstretch. Earlier winning the 600. With her sister Sophia winning the 1500 and the 1000. Looks like about 63 seconds for Natasha. Again, the fastest time in the state, 4:18.21. So let's see how close Moses Brown can come to that time. And remember, they got Sophia Goriaran as the anchor leg. Sophia has run 54 seconds, but you got to remember she ran the 1500 and the 1000 tonight. But you still got to expect that she'll be under 60 seconds, probably about 57 seconds. So Moses Brown about 2:10 midway into this race. So they are very close to that number one time in the state of 4:18.21 by LaSalle Academy from last week's Class A meet. So Moses Brown still holding on to that lead, but Westerly gaining. Westerly always having a talented 4x400 team. So the race is close, but it shouldn't be for long. We have Sophia Goriaran as the anchor leg for Moses Brown. And she's going right to work. And about 3:49 with a lap to go. So Sofia Goriaran, our Olympic trials qualifier for 800 meters, finishing off this meet with a strong 400 leg. And they're going to just be outside that time by LaSalle Academy, but still a very strong time of 4:19.78. That's the number 2 time in the state. .430.24 for Westerly. Remember, this was a very close race with one leg to go. St. Raphael Academy third, 438.86. Tollgate 442.45 for second. Mount St. Charles 444.82. And Bayview Academy 447.53. So that will be a tough time to beat. We have heat number 3 now on the track. Pilgrim, Cranston West, South Kingstown, Classical, North Kingstown, and East Greenwich. North Kingstown are number 1 seed in this heat, 426.70. And now our final heat of the 4x400. Again, Pilgrim, Cranston West, South Kingstown, Classical, North Kingstown, and East Greenwich. So that's Cranston West out there in front. They came in with a seed time of 4:32.75, but again, 4:19.78, the time to beat by Moses Brown in heat number 2. Moses Brown, certainly a team that can contend up front if everyone runs next week. We're not sure quite on Sofia Goriaran. She's still undecided. She could be running the Adidas National Championship meet, also held next weekend. That's being held in Virginia. If she runs next week in the state meet, Moses Brown should be up there as one of our top teams. So at the midway point, about 2:14 on the clock, so they will have to speed it up in a hurry to challenge the time of 4:19 by Moses Brown in heat number 2. And that's Reese Faze of East Greenwich running the leg here. Our state cross-country champion and one of our top 3K runners here during the indoor season, showing her speed and increasing her lead here in the 4x400. I believe we also have Riley Shunny running the anchor leg for East Greenwich. And 3:17 on the clock. They can challenge that 4:19 time by Moses Brown, because Riley, again, she ran 1:40 for 600 meters last week. And that was after running the 3,000. So she's capable of a low 60-second time here. So with 1 lap remaining, about 3:46 on the clock. So definitely very close to that 4:19.78 time posted by Moses Brown. And they are going to be very close. .419.47. So East Greenwich winning this 4x400 relay with strong legs by Reese Faze and Riley Shunny, 2 distance runners, running those final 2 legs, but very fast legs. I believe about a 62-second split for Riley Shunny. So Coach Thibodeau giving his star distance runners a break in the individual events, but having them run in the relays, and both shining brightly today. So this concludes our girls meet here in the last chance qualifier. Next on the track will be the boys last chance qualifier.